All right, well, I'm getting over a sickness right now, so that means I'm a little bit down, but today is going to be game 4 of the World Cup qualifyings, and you can take a look through game 3 right now as the remember the top 2 teams go. The third team will make the last chance where they would get in and 14 games. And so here's through 3 as you could take a look here, very highlights. Group 1 is a tough group. LSU lost, so they lost to Northwestern. That was big. Northwestern with a big upset. We take a look at all of these different ones. And Group 10 is another one where everybody's 2-1 except Texas A&M. Washington, Tulane is 0-3. 14 total games. This will be game number 4. As we're about ready to go, we're going to go right now here. We'll hit play. Kansas State, Fresno State, Big 1. Ohio State at Southern Miss. We'll take a look at that. And this is going to be game 4, so let us go right now. Week number 4. In Ohio, their first win. Kansas State by 13. That's big. Ohio State killed them. Mississippi State is back to 500. Rutgers, a solid win. Georgia over Maryland. That was very big. Bowling Green gets their first win. Temple, 3-1 now. Kentucky by 12. They're 4-0. Oklahoma State wins by 4. International beat Nevada. South Florida beat Penn State. Oregon wins. Syracuse with the win. Texas Tech is 4-0. UCLA won. Clemson over Washington. That hurt. NC State. Vanderbilt 47-14. They're 4-0, but they played a weak schedule. Tennessee wins. Hawaii is to 500. I think their second 56-28 win. Georgia Tech. Washington State kills Notre Dame. Florida all over Tulsa. Minnesota beat UConn. BYU over Louisiana Tech. Cincinnati all over Rice. Navy over UAB. Louisville wins. Auburn over Alabama by 19. San Diego State the win. Troy the win. LSU over Purdue. A huge game. Northwestern a big win over Boise State. A tie. Wake Forest and Michigan State. Stanford with the win. Iowa State. West Virginia's 4-0. That's a big win. Missouri over Central Michigan. Cal over Western Michigan. UTEP wins. North Carolina beat Arkansas. Virginia Tech over Indiana. Nebraska wins. Texas A&M wins. Colorado State. Michigan is 4-0. Utah 2-2. Arizona State 4-0. Virginia 4-0. Arizona 3-1. Southern Cal 4-0. Miami barely beat New Mexico. Colorado all over Kansas. Wisconsin 34-7. East Carolina over Florida Atlantic. That was very big. Oklahoma's 4-0. They go up to Idaho and beat them 50-21. Look at South Carolina. They beat BC 10-3. So a touchdown, 16 plays, 80 yards. They score with 3:08 to go. 10-3 your final. I'm wondering how many times they punted. Sukop for South Carolina. He was an NFL punter. Texas killed Wyoming, and Illinois a big win. All right, we had another tie in the same group, Group 2. Let's take a look now at the standings as everything resets now. The standings are this. So here we go. Group 1, you have Kansas State. LSU is back there. Purdue and Fresno State. LSU, Purdue, and Fresno State. Northwestern is 2-2. 2 in a row there. Group 2, Michigan State and Wake Forest. 3-0-1. A streak, they both tied each other. Georgia and Stanford are next, and Georgia killed Maryland. who lost 2. Group 3, Southern Cal, Oklahoma State, Kentucky. Miami's won their last 2. New Mexico's lost their last 2. Group 4, Missouri is number 1. South Florida beat Penn State. So they did their business, but they have to play Penn State again. Group 5, Virginia and Ohio State, both 4-0. Southern Miss, Rutgers, Mississippi State fighting for 3rd. Group 6, West Virginia is a big win. They beat Houston. They're 4-0. Arizona and Temple. So West Virginia in Group 6 looking like they're going to qualify. Group 7, Wisconsin, then Colorado, Kansas. Kansas with the loss. You know, that's a big loss there. So Kansas got killed by Colorado. Group 8, Oregon and Oklahoma, with Arkansas being 3rd. Group 9, Nebraska, Texas Tech, and Virginia Tech. UCLA again there. Group 10, Clemson, South Carolina, and NC State. So that'll be big. Group 11, Vanderbilt, Texas, and Illinois, all undefeated. Group 12, Washington State, Georgia Tech, and Tennessee, all undefeated. Group 13, Michigan and Florida. They're going to fight for who's number 1 in that one. Remember, you all go to there's no, how should I say, there's no big old, there's no advantage to 1 or 2. You want to be number 1 so you could clinch earlier. You all go into a random draw for the next round. Group 14, Brigham Young, Cincinnati, then Louisville. Navy's fallen behind, but they've won 2 in a row. And then Group 15, Auburn and Arizona State. Troy is 3rd. Alabama and then San Diego State. You never know. You'd think Alabama because of the name, but you never, ever know. So now, when you take a look at the next round, round number 5 of 14, that'll be tomorrow. Remember, we're going to do the last chance round all at once. You have Kansas State, LSU. That's big. Purdue and Fresno State. Ohio State, they're favored by a lot. I mean, these could be very good. Temple and Houston. Wake Forest and Stanford. That's a big one. Oklahoma State, USC. Kentucky and Miami. It's Miami's chance to get back in it. Virginia Tech is 4-0. Penn State's got to be Cal. BC and Florida State. That's a tough division there. Clemson, NC State. You take a look, Florida and Utah. Florida's 4-0. BYU and Louisville, both 4-0s. You take a look right here. Michigan State is 3-0-1. Kansas. Wisconsin is 4-0. Missouri 4-0. Oklahoma, they play Miami of Ohio. Texas Tech is just going to steamroll all the way through here. They're pretty much, I believe, Texas Tech. Texas Tech, division number, 9. They just have a Virginia Tech and Nebraska and UCLA. So you never know. You never know. They've beaten some early teams. We'll take a look at them. They're in group number 9. Michigan, Tennessee, they're both 4-0. Illinois, I don't see anything tough, though you always have to worry about Notre Dame. Hawaii can go 3-2. Oregon they could go 5-0. Arizona State 5-0. The biggest thing is we're going to take a look here. Group 9. So Group 9, Texas Tech so far at 4-0. They beat Middle Tennessee State, blew them out. They beat Indiana and Ball State. Then Western Kentucky, they play them. Their offense is the best. But they haven't been able, they haven't played the big teams, and they play a lot of the big teams. So we'll see if they're what they are. I mean, Texas Tech is a good team. If they go all the way and qualify, Mike Leach could have a very, very dangerous team on his roster here. When you go to Group 10, we're going to take a look at Group 10. Group 10 is the most competitive we see. You see a little bit of breakout. Clemson, South Carolina, NC State, but you have Texas A&M, BC, and Florida State. So Washington is now 1-3, and Tulane hasn't won a game. So that's where we are today. We have everything going there. We will see you. That's going to be it for us today. We're going to see you later.